Hi friends, Leah here from TMAD. Let's look into some stocks and let's talk about some setups for next week. And I will send you a watch list anyways. So we're gonna be prepared for tomorrow. The watch list will most likely come in the morning, as always, in the charts and data. All right. So let's start. Share the screen with you. Today is October 13th, and we're going to go over some fun charts. All right, so let's look at the SPY first. The SPY, guys, is in breakout. On the weekly, looks great. On daily, looks great. We retested. Look how perfectly right to the breakout level, and we're just grinding higher. There's nothing really weird. You don't have to always want to short everything if it's going up, because market is designed to do that. This is a beautiful double bottom we had in August and then September. Double bottom that retested, and now we're grinding higher. This would be my stop if you're trading this, or I would be careful if we break the breakout level, right? We can retest towards it, that's fine. QQQ seems like it's preparing to break out as well. This will be a really powerful breakout about the 494.53. Meaning, as you can see, 3 days already been accumulating there. So let's see what happens in tech. Afim, guys, hello, how are you? So Afim, we were trading last week. Some people, I gave the setup on Monday in the morning pre-market. So if you caught it, you would be up a lot. That one rallied on Monday about 20%. So it still looks great, actually, because now the new setup for Afim would be pretty much breakout of the high with much higher levels. So if you look at the long-term chart, which these stocks were really beat up for a long time. If you look at the longer-term monthly chart, this next level is 52, and then sky is the limit. So always look at the bigger picture. Also weekly, look how beautiful it looks like. So if it breaks out these levels, my friends, 49.50, it can rally much higher. I wouldn't be surprised. AMD. All right, AMD on weekly, we have some trend line resistance here. And AMD looked pretty good, but then it sadly failed. If you look at the daily, but I sold puts here, 160 puts, because I like to sell puts, and it doesn't look bad. It bounced on the 200 moving average, is sitting on the point of control, so hopefully it's going to recover. Again, similar setup, double bottom with beautiful retest, and it's holding. So it's important that it holds this 161.90 level, right? Then where is the point of control? If it breaks below, I would be a seller. I have some shares I sold a put. Let's see what happens. CrowdStrike. I'm actually in this one also for long-term, guys, a long-term position trade. I think that it can continue, and we have the gap to fill. So my next level on this is 336, quite frankly. This one was beautiful buy down here. If people got it, it's good to sometimes use the negative news and bad momentum on good companies. When they made a mistake, they corrected. It cost them greatly, but look, the stock is up so much since then. And yeah, I would just ride, because now we are in the gap. And if you see here also the volume gap, so it can easily fill the 336 even higher, 340. Dell. All right. I like this setup actually, Dell. So look here, if we break out the 127 level, which we are above it now, but if we hold above it, I would actually like to get into this trade. I'm not in Dell personally. Let me see. Gaurav, if you have any questions, you can just chat, all right, into the chat box, and I will then reply to any of your questions if you want, right? They're in the chat box. I see you're here. I'm recording this also for everyone. So yeah, this would be a good setup. If we break about the 127, 128, and then go up to this 138 level, dull. And if you also look at the lot bigger picture, weekly, looking nice. So next one is home. Okay, this one is just a channel trading pretty much. Oh, look, it's been like in this channel for so long. I would like it to get about, if you don't own this for dividends or like longer term, if it gets about the 220, you're almost there. So now the risk to reward is pretty bad because you had a huge day. So what do you expect? It's going to run a little bit. And then we have this 220, 72 level. But I'm going to leave this on my watch list because if we finally break out of this channel, right? We've been in for a long time, for 2 years, over 2 years, then we can go higher to the 236 and such. That will be my target on this one then next. Okay, that's HON. Volume is nice, so that's important. Joby, okay, on weekly. It's an inside week. Inside week is pretty fun. If you want to trade this one, then you can trade a breakout of the week and go long, have your stop, and then maybe have target around the 780. You see somewhere here that would be my target on Joby if you want to trade it. NEM. So I have these lines here because we traded it before, clearly. And now, as again, I would wait on NEM. I looked at it last week. 55.49 would be my breakout on this one. I wouldn't want to get in before because now you have this resistance you need to overcome, right? If we fall a little bit below, I would, if we fall a little bit below, I would wait for some trend line breakout. All right, what's going on here with my screen? So next one, net. Net looks nice. Let me close all these moving averages. What is this doing? Oh, I hate this, honestly. So net, let's look on the weekly. All right, so there is some nice weekly breakout going on. Just make sure you don't get stuck in this 97 chop here, right? Because that could be a potential resistance. I would be careful there, but otherwise, it's in a really nice breakout. The volume is increasing. Let's look at the daily chart on net. All right, same thing. So it looks nice. It looks nice, but again, you have this chop here and you're almost there. So ideally, you get about this chop, and then you could fly much higher. And you good. It's taking off from. This was from last time trading. It's taking off from the 100 moving average, which is nice. And if I would want to trade it, 10 moving, let's see if it retests a little bit towards the breakout. And then you can probably count on higher prices on this one and new holdings. But it's good that it's, it's holding about this resistance here, and it's about 100 moving average. So it could run more, and it could run higher in this channel to 15. NVIDIA, I like NVIDIA, but NVIDIA is also on the resistance. We had insane rally last week. We traded it last week, and we traded it last week before off of the 100 moving average. So wonderful run, almost over $25. This is the resistance right here, you see, here at 136.34. So we are almost there. It can stagnate a little bit here. I wouldn't be surprised. And then hopefully going higher, an all-time high. So Gaurav is saying it's good to sell put on HON, but I guess IV won't be high. Yeah, that's the problem. CDLX chart is horrible, no, but do you see any accumulation on this one? I will check for you. With the HON, yeah, the puts on HON, yeah, if you have, look, it's a really expensive stock too. So, you're locking in 20 something $1,000. And also you don't want to be selling puts on stocks that are up like this. And you ideally sell puts on like what happened with AMD, for example, right? So AMD had this ugly day here. It was down one day and a second day. So ideally, you like to sell puts when the stock is 2 days, 3 days in ugly downtrend, and it's in uptrend in general, but it has ugly couple of days. So for example, here, one day ugly, then you have this small day, third day is ugly, you sell puts much lower. The same thing here. So I sold puts right here because I kind of assume it's going to bounce, which a little bit did. We have inside day. Or I sold puts on Tesla, right? Why on Tesla? Because also the same thing. Tesla had really ugly day. Look, Tesla fall. It had 1, 2, 3 ugly days, very ugly day, and it's on a support. So that's a really good. Not only it is on the support of this demand zone, 215 is the 100 moving average. So I'm kind of betting on Tesla not go below. If it does, I will have the shares. I don't mind because I don't have any right now. Okay, so that's the answer there. CDLX, it's good because the implied volatility is much higher when the stock is falling. When the stock is going up, you don't get much money because there is no fear in the trade, right? So people are like, okay, there's no uncertainty. The stock is going up. This one, look, you could argue it's creating a bottom pattern. So 10, 20 moving averages are curving. The red is still, if I would want to trade this, just playing the bounce and the gap fill, quite frankly, my friend, I would go in about this level, somewhere here, because you have this gap, which is going to be really strong resistance for you, right? And then you have this 50 moving average. So ideally, if you see it's breaking above, this is also point of control and you're right below all of these things. So I would kind of wait and go up when you get to the gap, and then you can play a huge gap fill potential, right? Then you have you get in above on breakout, you have very tiny stop loss, maybe 30 cents, and you're going to be playing. I mean, I know 60% sounds crazy, but maybe you played, look, here's also this huge gap. So you're going to have a really much clearer runway if you're going to get in that spot where I'm suggesting. Because now you get in and you have stop loss, and then, where it's going to go? You have all this resistance. All right, next one is PAN. So it's almost in all-time high. Actually, it is in all-time highs, I think. Or no, the green one is all-time high. So yeah, at this point, PAN, I would wait because this might retest here. And then once we break, well, if it retests closer and then takes off from the pivot, I would go long, or I wait until it gets above this line. So there are always two different setups, right? You wait for a retest from the resistance, and once it creates pivot and it takes off back higher, you'd go long, or you wait for the breakout. Different trades, but both are fine. United Software, you guys are asking about this one. Yeah, it's breaking out, looks good. I would take it about 2178. Looks nice, right? So you don't want to get chopped. This one is like tricky, choppy one, but it can fly. So as again, like about 2178, 22, I would take it long, and then my targets would be 24 and higher, even this 29 zone, because if you look at this stock on monthly and weekly, it's just absolutely damaged. And it feels like all these companies are running like crazy. The same Upstart, we traded it last week. I got in before the CPI because I didn't want to get stopped out. And then on Friday, we took off again. So yeah, this one is amazing. Sorry, I have to restart my, you're welcome. I have to restart this sharing of the window. I don't know why this is doing to me. I'm unable to zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, there are so many good setups right now. I really like trading right now. Sometimes the market is really generous. It gives you very good trade potential. Sometimes the market is nasty. Like in the summer, we had really ugly couple of months when the market was just choppy, was undecided. Now we have really nice markets. So now I'm going to go full on with 4, 5, 6 long trades, right? When the market is ugly, I always post it, try to trade less because you lose all the money you made. It's just really frustrating. So we had you. And yeah, on the bigger picture, really, you see the stock. So if it gets about around here, I would literally go long and have 23, 24, 25 in higher as a target. Upstart, right? The same thing. At this point, Upstart, my gosh, it's beautiful. You have to look at the longer time frame. So here we have, this would be a target on Upstart for me. Next one, $50. After this day, really, I would wait for some sort of a retest, not just chase it, because now I don't see a good setup here right now from risk to reward perspective, but little tiny bit of retest, and I would go long and just hang in this one, There's another level 70 if it gets there, I don't know. Zim is the containers. It's inside month on weekly, inside week as well. We'll see if we break out, on daily. It fall, if it gets above Zim, if it gets above this level here, 1981, I would see it filling the gap. TLT, I don't trade this one, to be honest with you. For me, it's not moving as I would love to look. It moves 0.94, 94 cents on the day. This is completely useless to trade. It's also not really technically traded, right? So the treasuries, I wouldn't really trade this, quite frankly. If you really want to trade it and you see some sort of a rebound that it goes back up, maybe, but it's not tradable for me. I like the high flyers. So here we have Visa. It's in a chop right now. The chart is not particularly great. I don't know. I've seen better charts right now. You have the 221 above, and if it gets about the 21 to this gap, you could see it going. But right now, I would be just patiently waiting. Much better setups out there. So here about 280, if it gets about that level, maybe you can go long, have like $4 or $5 stop, but I seen better setups out there. All right. All right. So for next week, really, I'm going to be staring at CrowdStrike, NVIDIA, see what NVIDIA is doing. Now let's look at the scanner from Alessio and see what is out there. And I'm going to be giving you more stuff later. And now I have a lot of requests from the group. So CCJ, we've been doing this one all the time. CCJ looks nice. It bounced really nicely from the 10. And if it gets about this level, it can fly higher. 52, I would wait at this point for a breakout. All right. Because it's now breaking out. So you have to wait. If it retests back to the 10, maybe I would go long. All right. Again, CCJ. But the trend looks amazing. It looks really good. Sorry, CCJ, not CCL. Forgot. CCJ, then they want Brock. Hon I already did for Jungle. Coin. Let's look at the crypto stuff. Yeah. That was also going crazy last week. So, rock. Let's rock. Ooh, I don't know. This is like weird chart. That's a strange chart, but I don't know. Seems like it's like it's the buyers are definitely getting more aggressive when I'm looking at this chart, right? They're ready to pay higher prices. If I would were you, Jungle, I would wait with this one and wait for like a breakout somewhere here. And then you have this supply here, overhead supply, 273. It's a really expensive stock that you have really small runway here, but look, the moving averages are all like nicely aligned. They're curling, so you have also the 200 above. So yeah, definitely wait until you get at least above the 200. 275 entry, and then hopefully, but then the risk to reward is not good. You understand what I mean? When you look at the chart, just learn this. If you would want to enter on this level, but you have a resistance here, which is $3 later, for stock like this, you need at least, look, it moves about $6 on a day. You need at least $6 stop. So if you have a $3, you can go and you have $6 stop, that is 0.5 risk reward. That's really bad because you are risking $6 to make 3. So that way, the setup I don't like. So then I can say, okay, I will get in at 277 and my stop will be $6. the 270, let's say one. But then where do I go? I'm going to 282, maybe higher, 284. It's still not the greatest setup. So that's why I wouldn't trade this, okay? Coin is trying, it's stopped really right at the 50. And if it makes it above, I think coin can run to 192, 200. So that is hopefully going to happen because these stocks are so beat up besides MSTR. CLSK is also just like, I don't know this one. Look, we stopped right at the top of the demand zone. So we could fly to 10. We could fly even higher to like 12. That would be ideal, but this one is so tricky. It's just the volume not exceptionally bigger. It's kind of stuck, but it's at least about this zone. So it could fly to 10, 11, 12, probably, yeah. Boeing, yeah, I don't know this one. This poor stock. I feel so bad for the company. So mismanaged. It's in a downtrend, my dear. It's 200. You know, it's all the moving averages are like talking down, and it's just a short more than a long. BA, to be honest with you, on weekly looks ugly. Daily also, it's like 200, 150. This is a perfect definition of downtrend, my dear. So every bounce you can short pretty much, unless you see bottoming pattern. But bottoming pattern you won't see until you actually have the moving averages aligned, and that can take weeks and months literally. Now this 200 is so far away, so you need them to be aligned, be horizontal, and then you need them to be from the low, small to the big, from top to the bottom. Now it's exactly the opposite, right? So you're in downtrend. So I would just short this thing. Exxon. All right, Exxon, I'm in this one still. I didn't get scared because we had this breakout here. Where was the breakout? 121 something is in the Discord in charts and data. I got in at 121 or something like that. Oh, this one. Hey, sorry, pardon me. This was the breakout we got in. I'm still in. It just fall ugly on the news from China that they're not going to do quantitative easing and it's just going back up. I hold this all the time. I really like it for the dividend as well. All right. I think that will be it for today, my friends. Yeah, let's see what happens. Everything looks nice and great until it doesn't, but right now it does. And I will send you some ideas for trades tonight, later on, or early morning, what I'm going to trade myself. As I said, I have just opened the it's CrowdStrike. I have Meli. Like I bought a couple of things on those dips, but these are not like swing trades. They're more position trades, which means I hold them maybe for weeks or months. So Mali looks good. I added some Adobe also last week because I think it just really is now in a pretty fair value. And I didn't have any because I sold it all 630, and then I was buying a little bit here, sold again. Just buy low, sell high. You know, Apple is chopping. We need Apple to get about 233, and then it can see fireworks. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me today. Baba, a lot of people are asking about China. Sure, I mean, it can go higher. I just don't like when, you know, it's just these erratic moves are so hard to predict. I sold my Baba. I was up 68%. Amazon looks great. I think it finally needs to get to the 200s. MU looked amazing. This is really nice breakout of this trend line, you know. Anna, I traded this log so many times. It's just absolute monster stock. The Arista network, amazing. There's so many good stocks. Look, these are great setups. You know, you don't want to be trading stuff that's looking shitty if you have so many great setups. Now Argentina is rallying. You know, like here we have VBR. Last week the scanner showed Argentina. I could draw setup for you if you guys got in. You're flying. You know, there is a lot to choose from. Just important to pay attention, and wow, this one is absolute monster. Important to pay attention and pick the right trades, not do quick decisions. And right. All right, if you guys have any questions, I'm always there in Leah chat, and have a great night. Bye. See you next week, tomorrow. All right, bye.